In my previous lecture, we saw something about how to write simple programs in Python. So in this lecture, we are going to learn about the operators, the assignment statements, and then some of the basic data types in Python. First, let us look about something about assignment statement. So there are some statements given over here as I equal to 10, j equal to 5 into I, j equal to j plus 50. So these are all some of the assignment statements that you can write in Python. That is, in the first statement 10 is assigned to I, the second statement 5 into I, that is the operation will be done and assigned to j, and similar to that in the third statement also. So whatever that is available on the left side, that is nothing but a name or variable, and whatever that is available on the right side is an expression, and that will be calculated and the value will be assigned to the variable that is available on the left side. So the operations that depends upon the values that is available in an expression. For example, the second expression 5 into I. So 5 is an integer and I is an integer, that is I is assigned to 10. So 5 into 10, the result will be again an integer, so the result 50 is again an integer, and this value will be stored in the variable j. Again j is also an integer. Next, there are basically two types of number values that is going to be dealt in Python. One is integer values, the other one is fractional values. So the integer values are called as int, the fractional values are called as float. So the integer values are nothing but like 178 minus 3, 42, 83829 goes like this. The fractional values are the values with some decimal points. What are the operations that is possible on numbers in Python? So as usual, we will do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division with the help of plus, minus, star and division operator. So the division operator always produces the floating point value. For example, 7 by 3.5 is nothing but 2.0. So it will not produce 2, it will not produce an integer, it produces an floating point value. 7 by 2, again it's a floating point value, that is nothing but 3.5. And beyond these operators, we have some special operators, that is double slash and then percentage operator. The double slash will give you the quotient of the division, that is 9 double times divide symbol will give you the quotient of the remainder division. So 9, when you divide 9 by 5, the quotient will be 1 and the remainder is also 1. So whatever the result it gives you is the quotient, that is 9 by 5 is nothing but 1. Then when I apply the mod operator 9 mod 5, the result is 4. After dividing 9 by 5, the remainder is 4. So the 9 mod 5 is 4. So the exponential operator is also available, that is denoted by double star. So 3 power 4, that is denoted by 3 double star 4 is nothing but 81. That is 3 is multiplied by 4 times 3 into 3 into 3 into 3, that gives you 81. What are the other operations that can be done on numbers in Python? Like log, square root, sine, cos, theta, all these mathematical operations can be done on the numbers. These operations are actually built into Python. So if you want to use these operations, you need to include a library called math. So you need to import that math library into your program, and you can start using all these functions like as usual you did in your C++. Now let's see an example how to use the square root function in our program. Go to the Notepad++ editor, type import math. So this statement will import all the mathematical operations into your program. Then I am going to assign value 25 to an variable a. Then I am going to find out the square root of this a. So print square root. I am going to call this square root function from the math library, that is math.sqrt of a. So this will give you the square root value of a. So now let's see what happens when you run this program. Now let's run the program to find out the square root. Python. My program name is math.py. So the square root is 5. The value I have given in my program is 25. So the square root is given as 5. Now we'll come back to our presentation. Like this, we can use all the mathematical functions in your program with the help of math library. What is names, values and types? Names are nothing but the variables. The variable names which you are using it on the left side of an expression is nothing but names. What is that values? Values are nothing but the values that can be obtained after calculating an expression. That is nothing but the values. And what is a type? The type of value that is assigned to a variable is nothing but type. So the type determines what operations are legal. The names inherit their type from their current value. For example, I is assigned to 10, then automatically the I is assigned an integer type, which is inherited from the current value of I. In the next line, I am going to assign I equal to 5.2, then automatically the type of I is assigned to float. So automatically the data type of the variable changes based upon the current value of the variable. So the type of the name is not fixed, unlike languages like C, C++, Java, where each name is declared in advance with its type. This is not the case in Python. So the data type of the variable dynamically changes. Names can be assigned values of different types as the program evolves. For example, in the following statements, I equal to 5. Now I is an integer. The next statement, I equal to 7 into I. Again, now I is still an integer. 7 into 5 will give you 35. 35 is still an integer, so I is still an integer. The next statement, j equal to I by 3, that is 35 by 3. So that will give you some floating point value. So now j is automatically assigned with the floating data type. In the next coming statement, the last statement, I equal to 2 into j. Now the j value is floating point value, and which is multiplied with 2, again it will give you the floating point value. So the data type of I is nothing but a floating point value. Now how do you find the data type of a variable? So there is a statement called type of the variable name, which will give you the type of the variable. For example, I is a variable which is assigned to an integer. Now if I type of I, that will give you the data type of the variable I. Of course, it is not a good style to assign values of the mixed type to the same name. So better to make it as a practice to maintain the same data type to the single variable. Now let's see how to find the data type of the variable in our Python interpreter. Now let's type a simple program into our Notepad++. I is assigned to 5. Now I am going to print the type of I with the help of a statement called type of I. Then I am going to divide 5 by 2, and then I am going to assign to j, which will give you the floating point data. So now I am trying to print type of j, that will give you float. Then I am going to assign I equal to j into 3. So j value is 2.5 here, and which is multiplied with 3, that will give you 7.5. Now the data type of I is automatically changes to floating. Now here I am trying to print the data type of I. You will see what happens. I will go to the command prompt and try to run this program. Python, my file name is type.py. Now let's see what happens. The type of I is initially integer, that is class int. The type of j is class float. Now see the next statement, the type of I is, now it is changed to float. So the data type of the variable dynamically changes in the Python. Next is Boolean values. Boolean values are true or false. There are some logical operators available are not operator, and operator, or operator, and the not operator is just a complement operator. The complement of true is false, complement of false is true, and the AND operator is x and y is true only if both x and y are true, and the OR operator works like x or y is true if at least one of x and y is true. And the comparison operators are available just like the other languages, equal to, double equal to. Double equal to stands for the comparison, whether it's equal or not, and not equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. And we can combine these comparison operators with the help of logical operator, like an expression, that is n greater than 0, and the another expression. And at the same time we can assign the comparison operators, the result of the comparison operators, to another variable. For example, in the last statement that is given here, m mod n equal to 0, that will return an Boolean value, that is true or false, that is assigned to again an variable called divisor. So the true or false will be assigned to this variable called divisor. So that's all for this lecture. We'll see the other portions in the next lecture. Thank you.